Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Seanster Patrol, and welcome to a little birthday present from me to you. So, Thor: Love and Thunder. I suppose the internet has said quite a few things about this movie. Some people liked it, some people hated it, and some of it even divided the Marvel community altogether. But as I saw the film for myself, I thought to myself, if I had the courage to go into the entire sequel trilogy and rewrite it to a satisfactory amount, not saying that it's better than the original Disney cut, but what if I could do the same with Thor: Love and Thunder? Now, this would be a task, of course, because there are some elements in there that overthrow the overall structure of the movie. Like, it led to a dark, sad film, it led to a comedy film, to be fair, but when you mix the two together and the things that have been put in there, it really makes me feel sad because throughout his movies, Chris Hemsworth as Thor has had a great streak of movies. A lot of people enjoyed the first Thor movie, had a few things to say about For the Dark World. Then people went back to loving Thor again with Thor Ragnarok, only to go down with what could be Chris Hemsworth's final Thor movie, unless they make a Thor 5, which, of course, considering what the MCU has been going through over the years before, I'm sure there's bound to be another Thor movie in there, or Thor cameo in the near future, to be fair, but we're going to have to keep our fingers crossed. But today, since we covered all realms of the sequel trilogy Seanster Cut, I thought it would be a good idea as a little bit of a Christmas present to give you all one last Seanster Cut. And where else better to start with this new Seanster Cut than with Thor: Love and Thunder? Now, for those who love Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm not trying to make this story better than the original, but there were some things in there that could have been better, but they didn't. But at the time, they didn't quite execute it. To be fair, it's just one's interpretation of it. But if you love Thor: Love and Thunder, then it's okay. And if you don't, well, I highly recommend you stay tuned for this one, because this may not be it might be a little bit similar to the original version, but there will be a few things that'll be changing down the line as it continues. Now, of course, yes, this is the only video that is going to be released within the Christmas and New Year's hiatus, due to the fact that, well, I'm in my Christmas and New Year's hiatus until January 7th of 2024, but again, since everyone has showed all your love and support, to be fair, and how it's improved the channel over the past year, I thought, why not give something back with a little bit of something to end off the year with on a high note, to be fair. And if Mortal Kombat 11 doesn't do it, then I highly think that this hopeful Seanster Cut will. But of course, everybody, if you enjoy these videos and more to come in 2024, then I highly recommend that you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon, because coming January 7th, now that we had a sample of what is to come in 2024 in the previous gameplay videos that leading up to the Multiverse Saga, the main course in 2024 will definitely surprise you with a lot more expansions to the Seansterverse saga altogether, improvements of stories, and even some new stories there that might help further improve it. But, well, more will be explained in 2024, of course. But onward to the Seanster Cut, and of course, as always, before we start anything, I just want to thank everybody again so much for all of your love, all your support, and all of your input in the polls and these past few videos. It's really helped improve the channel a lot. So, in fact, your love and support has helped me improve so much. Because back in 2016, when I was starting a little bit, a bit on the low side in terms of subscribers, and I barely had any ideas. But then, of course, then all of you came around, you came to say hi, and the channel then grew and grew and grew and grew, and now we've got more ideas coming in, more adventures to come, and I cannot wait to share with each and every one of you, because without all of you, I would not be here today to make these videos, and I hope that this video will end 2023 right, but we'll set up some things for 2024 in the near future. How will it expand on the 2024 saga, you might ask? Well, we'll just have to find out at the end of the Seanster Cut, shall we? So, and of course, we're everyone here at Seanster 5, as well as everyone for the Mass Legion, and everyone on the Seanster Patrol made by Family Manny Posse. I hope everyone will be all sit down comfortably, probably grab a snack or a drink, or some form of refreshments before sitting down for this one, because this is going to be quite the read. But But of course, it's entirely up to you. Of course, I mean, no pressure. To be fair, I just thought, seeing as that it's Christmas time, I got this all set up since I announced it after the Mortal Kombat 11 one-off special. So and I'm on my Christmas and New Year's hiatus too. So I might as well. I had the time to finish it all. So I hope everyone will be sitting comfortably as we begin the Seanster cut of Thor: Love and Thunder. Will it be better than the original, or will it lead to unknown territories? One way to find out. This is the Seanster cut of Thor: Love and Thunder. Many eons ago, there existed a being that would bring the end to all who were divine. His name was Gorr the God Butcher. Although he was a destroyer of gods, in the very beginning, in the very humble beginnings, he was a mortal and a father who had a strong faith in the gods he believed in. But due to his will facing the wrath of starvation, his daughter's death, and the lack of empathy when faced with his gods, he renounced them and had taken their lives with the sinister necro sword, which he picked up and slay his gods while in a chokehold. It was there that he had vowed that all gods would die. If not for the efforts of Odin and all 9 realms to seal him away, all gods would have been vanquished. But years later, and after Thanos wiped out half of life in the universe, the Guardians protecting Gorr's prison were gone, allowing Gorr to continue his rampage for the 5 years onward. And now we come to the present day, where we would meet this story's hero and champion. His name was Thor Odinson, but to many, he was mostly known as the strongest Avenger and the God of Thunder. His battles have made him big, strong, and bushier, particularly around the beard, but if not for the compassion that he learned from his banishment to Earth, then he would not be the strong Avenger he is today. But sadly, as the battles progressed, he began losing more than winning, and after what happened with Thanos, Thor was broken, shattered, and utterly lost. Even when aiding and travelling with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and being their winning hand when Peter Quill took to drinking after the blip and losing his girlfriend, it wasn't a particularly nice week for him, I mean, not gonna lie. But Thor's purpose was far out of reach, and he was about to wander aimlessly, until a new purpose came to him at the tip of a hat, or the sound of a distress signal. Several distress calls and sightings of dead gods had increased during the blip, and that Thor's comrade Sif was the one who sent the latest signal. After parting ways with the Guardians, and after having a heartwarming goodbye and wisdom of not giving up love by Rocket Raccoon, Thor and Korg went to find Sif disarmed but not dead. She did feel ashamed and disgraced by her not being there to help when Thor needed him the most, along with the rest of Asgard. But Thor assures her that once she gets back to New Asgard, King Valkyrie would accept her as a warrior even with one arm. But Sif immediately tells Thor that New Asgard is now under threat of an attack, as Gorr the God Butcher had returned. And as New Asgard was attacked, by the way, in this version, we're getting rid of the Infinity Cone shop. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, the Asgardians in the original film had the wise idea of naming an ice cream shop after the person that wiped out half of humanity. Now, I get this was supposed to be as a joke, but that just feels a little bit insulting considering what happened between Thanos, to be fair, and the fact that there is a literal shop with an infinity gauntlet as the sign holding an ice cream, that just seems a little bit off. So in this version, it's going to be a Ben and Jerry's. Yeah, I mean, it was mentioned in Avengers Infinity War, it's allowed, yeah. Bye-bye Infinity Cone, hello Ben and Jerry's. Anyway, once in New Asgard, Thor not only met up with Gorr, but 2 old flames, his original hammer Mjolnir, and his lover wielding it, Jane Foster. Now you might be wondering how a human like Jane Foster was able to wield Thor's hammer when she had not been deemed worthy to wield the power of Thor. But even though those two had broken up, Thor had cast an enchantment on Mjolnir to protect Jane, and upon wielding this hammer, being worthy, Jane too now possessed the power of Thor. Gorr's anger then turns his attention to Thor, but when he was outnumbered, Gorr escaped with the children of New Asgard to the Shadow Realm. Thor was told as a child that those who enter the Shadow Realm get consumed by the shadows or turned into a force against the Nine Realms. But at this moment, Axel, Heimdall's son, while he was captured, had sensed a great gathering of godly energy in one place, and as Thor believes Axel can defend the children in his stead in the meantime, Thor knew that a gathering of godly energy this large could only be one thing: allies to potentially find at Omnipotence City. Thor believed that with the aid of the Thunderbolt of Zeus, as used in the past, the Necro sword that Gorr wields can of course be destroyed. Thor takes Jane, Valkyrie and Korg to Omnipotence City, but once they arrive, Zeus was unwilling to help. Zeus curses Thor for allowing Gorr to be free when he allowed Thanos to wipe half of the life in the universe. And because of this, it has endangered not only Midgard, but all the realms. When Thor and his company were about to be executed, a fight ensued. But Zeus came in and injured Korg, leaving him as a head. Thor and Zeus clash, and when he outbested Zeus and pinned him down, Thor told Zeus that the brave Olympus god who fought alongside Odin was a hero to his eyes. But he doesn't see that in him anymore. Zeus reluctantly gives his thunderbolt to Thor and orders our heroes to be gone. Now that our heroes have acquired the Thunderbolt of Zeus, they were more than on their way to the Shadow Realm to free Asgard's children. But throughout their journey, Thor had noticed that Jane had not put down Mjolnir, not ever since they started. But when Thor took Mjolnir as a joke, he gave it right back after seeing the terrible truth. Jane Foster was terminally ill. She believed that Mjolnir would help her get better after she tried all the methods, but once she puts the hammer down, she goes back to normal. Even worse than before. After hearing her secret, Thor wanted to support and even help Jane, even though the two had broken up. And little by little, the sparks of their love began to ignite again. But once they got to the Shadow Realm, things went from bad to worse. Our heroes found out that Gorr wants to use the Bifrost via Stormbreaker to enter eternity and to ask for one wish to bring his daughter back. But now, knowing Thor would still be alive and more lives would be taken because he didn't aim for the head, he now wants to use that wish to destroy all gods in reality. And as our heroes retreat, Gorr kills Valkyrie, steals Stormbreaker and leaves for eternity. Back on Earth, Thor discovers that Jane's new form is making her illness worse. Fighting the ability to fight back against the illness, he decides to leave Jane behind and go in alone. But as Jane and Thor argue, Thor breaks down before Jane. After all he had lost, he cannot lose Jane too. And if keeping her here in the hospital is what would keep her safe, healthy, and just alright in general, so be it. As Thor leaves, Jane is taken aback by Thor's breakdown and rests on what has been said. As Thor goes in alone to stop Gorr, Korg stops him and tells him that if he dies fighting Gorr, the realms and the children will all be dead alongside him, and Valkyrie's sacrifice would have been for nothing unless Thor opens up his heart and allows others to bear his burdens alongside him. Thor was taken aback, but before anything, even facing Gorr, he had to make amends with Zeus, who asks him to help fight Gorr with him. Zeus refused, but Thor's resolve remains absolute. He may have been responsible for what happened previously, but he will go through hell and back to correct the mistakes he made in order to do what's right where he went wrong. The two arrive at Eternity's altar to face down Gorr. After the saving the children, as Thor gave Axel and the children for one time only the power of Thor, Axel leads the charge against Gorr's minions, while the two gods fought against the god Butcher. Gorr blew Zeus away and was about to kill him until Thor took the hit and was badly wounded. But with a roar of thunder, sensing Thor was in danger, the mighty Thor, Jane Foster, made the ultimate sacrifice and destroyed the Necro Sword with Mjolnir and Zeus's Thunderbolt in hand, while Thor frees Stormbreaker. However, Thor, Jane and Gorr were taken to Eternity's realm. Gorr accepts his death by Thor's hand, but instead of hatred, Thor chose love. Why take Gorr's life when he could spend his last moments with Jane as her illness was in her final stages? Thor left Gorr to make his wish as he went to comfort his dying lover. And with a loving embrace by their side, Jane Foster passes away. Or so we thought. As if by magic, her illness was cured. What? In that moment, Gorr saw his love for his daughter, seeing it from Thor and Jane, and in his dying breath, instead of wishing his daughter back or the death of all gods, he instead wishes Jane's illness away. In truth, he was scared to face his daughter in death, and after so many years of killing gods, and after all he did, how could his daughter, named Love, ever forgive him? But Thor thanks Gorr for his kindness. Both he and Jane will live eternally grateful for what he did, and by all the 9 realms, he hopes that Gorr's daughter will forgive him, as Thor forgives him. Gorr the God Butcher passes away and fades to dust. In that moment, the proud god of thunder shed tears. He cried that even though he had won, the result is always the same. He could not save everybody. Jane and Thor hug each other and leave Eternity's realm together. And so the children of Asgard were saved. Zeus was given back his thunderbolt, and as promised to Gorr, Thor and Jane lived every moment of every day of their lives in order to ensure that Gorr's memory does not be sullied and to be forever honoured. But do not worry about the people of New Asgard. With Siv and the people's advice, Axel was now being taught and trained in the ways in his new role as Asgard's new king. We'd even get a few tall tales every now and then from Korg too. And as for Thor and Jane, their love blossomed so much that they would be fools to abandon it. And what do these 2 fools do next? They start a family. And with the help of Zeus, that one of their children would be reincarnated from Gorr's daughter so that her spirit could live on. They may not be much, but in the near future, destiny will call their names. Their names are Frigga Odinson Foster and Eric Odinson Foster, by their friends and family, but to their enemies, beware. For they would face the duo elemental force known by the universe as Love and Thunder.